introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Ujjwal Gulhane, sir. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Palak. I am really feeling proud and privileged to introduce Dr. Ujjwal Jnandev Gulhane. He is a faculty in mechanical engineering from the uh, BD College of Engineering, Sevagram, which is a very old organization. Dr. Gulhane has completed his MTech from VRC in Nagpur, which is now an NIT, and he has completed his PhD from Garge Baba Amravati University. Presently, uh, the presently Dr. Gulane is working as a faculty at BD College, which is working with a vision to create enterprising engineers to, for sustainable development, which is really a need of the hour. The area of specialization Dr. Gulane has is design of machine and mechanism, entrepreneurship development, energy conversion through energy efficient products, renewable energy, batteries of future, sustainable development and green building. The area in which he has contributed his work is solar energy and energy conversion, development of technology for rural industrialization, development of micro machine simulating the traditional processes, particularly in the area of food processing like oil extraction and butter making and many more. Uh, he has also worked in the area of development of machines for cotton to cloth manufacturing and micro spinning of cotton. He has uh, he has the commercial consultancy work to his credit, which is in the field of manufacturing energy efficient Florida transformers for electronic instruments used in medical and scientific applications. Also, manufacturing of energy efficient LEDs with innovative fixtures, solar rooftop projects, automation in manufacturing of press components like lamp holders for automobiles, manufacturing of LiFePO CH4 and sodium-ion batteries. He has, to his credit, he is a founder director of Urvi Transformers Private Limited, which is located in MIDC Wardha, and he is also founder director of Inflex Illuminations Private Limited, which is located in MIDC Aurangabad. Dr. Gulane has about 5 patents to his credit, which are ranging from device purification for water using local material and formation of vermicompost, biaxial rotating variable speed, smart baby cradle, smart pillbox system for patients and blind people, floor cleaning machine, and water wheel rotation by ratchet mechanism. So he has really worked in the various fields of innovation. He has the plan to a very interesting plan uh, which is having for near future, which is related to setting up a cotton cloth manufacturing facility ready cloth, which will be really very appreciable thing because we belong to the cotton. We are the producer of best quality cotton in the world. His academic contributions are that he has published 12 research papers in national and international journals and 25 research papers in national and international conferences. He has completed two AICTE projects, one worth 7.5 lakh rupees on the productivity improvement of carding process in micro spinning of cotton, and he has the other project he has completed is on Modrobs, which was also worth rupees 14.3 lakh rupees. These two projects are in pipeline with AICTE. He has taken efforts towards the development of vision such that way back in 2008 and 9, He has established a free project laboratory and a club for these students, which used to remain open 24 by 7, wherein the students were doing their model making, product development, basic research kind of activities. This laboratory now they have renamed as the FIRST Lab. They have also established Mechatron Club in the year 1314 with a vision for development of student skill in the event. And the club members participate in various events and brought laurel to the institution. This laboratory also remained open 24/7. He is now the president of IIC of BD College Wardha, and he is uh, carrying out various activities related to innovation and innovative projects for the students and faculty. He is not only working at the institute level and the industrial area, but he has work contributed at the university level also. He is Board of Studies member of RTMNU, Board of Studies member of Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, also Board of Studies member of JB Science College, Wardha. He has worked as a chairman and member of various university committees. He is a chairman syllabus review committee of design group of mechanical engineering RTMNU. He is an executive member of RTMNU Incubation Center. And now he has joined GCOEN also. He is a core committee of Center of Excellence in Solar Energy and uh, energy conversion project that we are about to receive. And also we are honored to have him on the policy formulation committee also. So I welcome you, sir, for this session, and I am more than sure that all of us will be very much benefited with your experience and work in the field of IPR. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, dignitaries, principal sir, my friend Dr. Ghaugave. I think he is not right now here. I am privileged to amongst you for discussing the topic which you have given to me as far as the IIC programs are concerned. And I think this MHRD had done a very good job, and they have initiated so many activities and made people active. So I am very much happy to hear Government College of Engineering Nagpur started organizing the activities. Actually, I was also planning to organize such activity in my college, but due to some reason, we have to postpone those activities. Meanwhile, I got chance to interact with you, and I feel privileged. I can enrich myself by discussing various issues related to IPR and other things as far as this IIC is concerned, because it is the teaching and learning process. I believe in learning always. So though I had madam तुम्ही खूप सारं वाचलं, actually I was not expected to read all these things, but okay, I since the long journey as a engineering professor, I strive always to convert this engineering teaching profession as really a profession. And that's why I feel all engineering graduates, particularly the students, please listen. I never thought engineering career for getting the job in any IT company or getting the job in any banks or in any other corporates. So I think it is the career where we should become the job seekers, and I feel we should learn engineering as the doctors are learning their profession. So whenever you become engineer, you think that you should start your own enterprise. So that is what I am always imbibing on the students, and I got a lot of success. I think if I count and prepare the list, I can prepare the list of around 100 students who have become the entrepreneurs in my long career. And I can proudly say that I have motivated them really. So hope you may get little motivation through today's lecture. So I think we can start the presentation. ठीक है मैडम, शुरू करूं?
हो सर.
Yes, sir.
So my topic given by Randhawa madam is the validating your innovation and protecting it with IPR. So so many seminars and so many workshops are continuously going on, and since this pandemic there were so many webinars, particularly in the area of entrepreneurship, startup, national innovation, and the IPR. And I had taken this opportunity and gone through many serious webinars and serious workshops on patents and IPR, and try to gain some information. I cannot say I got much knowledge, but I tried to get little bit of it, and I will try to deliver some good part of it. So hope the objectives of today's seminar is to make you conversant with creativity, innovative ideas, innovation, and significance of IPR in the context of validation of your innovation. Seems little lengthier. In simple language, today's workshop is about the patent writing, how to write the patent, and for making it some glamorous, I have to add the words like innovative ideas, creativity, innovation, nothing more. So I will introduce you with the procedure of patent writing and patent filing. That's simple. But before that, I have to tell something. So hope this will be the outcome. You understand the definition of creativity. This is deliberately added by me because my friend insisted me to talk about 1 minute on the creativity. Understand the importance of the patents and copyrights and its need for validation of your innovation. Then you must know how to draft your own patent and get your own digital signature. Actually, this is not related to the technical thing, but this is essential if you want to write your own patent. I think Randhawa madam got the experience to get our own digital signature recently. And you will be able to know how to register your own patent on patent website. Let us hope, if time permit, we will try to upload one patent live. So creativity, see, I've written here from the blog of Mr. Girish Shah. You can go through this blog, girish-shah.com. He is my friend and he is innovator. If you know the air cooler Symphony, so the beginning of Symphony and the initial designs of that cooler brand were made by Mr. Girish. He is MDes from IIT Powai, and now he is having his own industry in Aurangabad. So he recently started his blog and very seriously trying to motivate the students on creativity. So as per his definition, the creativity is a process that brings into being something that wasn't there before. So I found it very apt definition for the creativity. It is the process that brings into being something that wasn't there before. And who is the creative person? Of course, the person bringing into existence something new. It's said to be creative. But if creativity is considered, so there are so many creative ideas in the mind. One of the famous ideas, mostly cited in all the talks, that if the wheels of the car are square, Instead of round, they are of the square shape. So these type of ideas may be there, but those ideas have no value. So all creative ideas may not be meaningful or valuable. So hence creativity is a process of generating ideas that are novel, innovative, and that have value. So this is very important part as far as creativity is concerned. And Mr. Girish is now going to concentrate on this. So if you feel, you can visit his blog. So he thinks about the serious creativity. What serious creativity is? It is the application of creativity to deliberately generate novel and valuable ideas. Application of creativity to deliberately generate novel and valuable ideas. So, outcome of the serious creative thinking process should be a valuable novel idea which ultimately brings into existence an invention of a new product. That is the main motto, that must be the motto behind the creativity for engineering graduates or technical persons. So we want to bring the idea into physical form, a novel idea, and it will then take the shape of invention. And what is the invention? Invention is a technical solution to a specific problem. It may be a device, tool, apparatus, machine. It may be a chemical compound for chemical engineers or pharmaceutical engineers, pharmaceutical people, biological compound for medical people, and method or processes. Now, there may be some processes for the information technology and software can be added. That is particularly the mobile apps. Those also come under this invention part. So this is all about the serious creativity, and from serious creativity we reach toward the invention. After invention it is blank. Actually this slide I don't know, but it is blank. So whenever invention comes in mind and creativity comes in mind, for example, if the students come for the project and they ask their guides, sir हमको project करना है, हम क्या करें? So at that time I personally feel, I always feel blank. So whenever creativity comes, blank slide always there in my presentation. So how comes the value to the innovation? So creativity will be converted into invention when it has certain value. Value, from where the value comes? Value comes from the IPR. IPR is there for getting the value to our invention. So how IPR gives value to your invention? I have written some names here: Microsoft, Google, Samsung, Apple, Bosch, Philips, McDonald, then many other brands. They have earned billions of dollars through this copyright, patent, and these brand value. As far as this IPR is concerned, in the recent years, since if you see the data since 20 years, from 2000 to 2020, and if you visit this IP India NIC, that is the website, intellectual property website for India. So if you visit the site and go through the journals, you will find that 70% of the patents applications are generated through China. So you will find the Chinese people are working very hard to get their ideas patented. And since around 4-5 years, since 5 years, I am finding that we are trying to compete them, but the gap between Chinese number and Indian number is very big. So as the young engineers and technocrats, we have to fill this gap by writing more and more patents. So what knowledge can be protected and how? So what patent protects? Patent is the tool for validation of our invention. Invention, if it is the product, if it is invention in the form of product, process, or what I described in the previous slide, then it is protected through patent. Then comes the trademark. Trademark is the protected sign, brand name, logo, keyword. Actually, this is keywords. I had written KEW, but it is keywords, color schemes, etc. Brand, you know, Apple or this McDonald's, Google. These are the big brands, and their logos and their brand are registered as the trademark. I personally got very bad experience for not registering the trademark on right time for my manufacturing unit. I lose around 1 to 2 crore revenue by not registering my trademark on right time. So this is very important as far as the conversion of your invention into industry is concerned. Then comes the copyright for the academicians, then creative artists, and even the software people. So computer programs come under copyright. Then design, visible form of 2 or 3 dimensional object, aesthetic design.
Meta 6.
Aesthetic design, then trade secret. Everybody knows the trade secret is about some formula recipe. If you remember this Haldiram Bhujia Shev, many companies trying to copy it but couldn't. Even this Coca-Cola or many such recipes, they are supposed to be trade secret of those brands. Now this is today's news. ही आजची न्यूज आहे पेपर की as somebody is talking in between.
Abha Vaidya, please mute yourself.
This is the another part of actually you cannot call it as a patent. It is the national registration, geographical indications. A few years back we talk about the patent of turmeric. Actually it is geographical indication. Now this Pakistan is fighting with us regarding the geographical indication, registration and protection for basmati. So this is today's news. They are doing some thing wrong, and they are fighting with us in European Union somewhere. So this is also a national interest thing. So patents are always very significant to the individual, to the industries, corporates, and as well as to the nation. So this is the power of brand value and IPR. See here, the 90% of the world's earning are by these companies. Google on top, Apple on second number, Amazon third, Microsoft, Tencent, Facebook, Visa, McDonald's, Alibaba, AT&T. These are the top brands in the world. This data is 2018, as per 2018 data. इसमें थोड़ा सा कम ज़्यादा हुआ होगा, otherwise the trends are same. So this is the value of brand and IPR. So invention is patentable if it is new, it is inventive, non-obvious, it is susceptible to industrial application. Useful, if it is useful then and then it is patentable. Otherwise there is no use in investing money, because patent is a costly affair. What the novelty is, patent must be filed before any disclosure which becomes publicly available, accessible. This is very, very important. What happens whenever we people do research, we are in very hurry to publish the research papers. Actually, we have been taught like that, keep papers hona. But before publishing anything, you must think whether whatever research work you are doing, whatever design you are making, or whatever project you are doing, whatever solution you are providing, whether it is patentable or not. First, you identify your ideas, whether they are patentable, and after that, if they are patentable, you first go for patent, and then you can go for the other part as the research publications, oral presentations, posters, publicity on internet and other things. But if this is done prior, your novelty has been gone and you cannot register the patent, or at that time you may be in trouble during examination of your patent. So what are the effects of patent? Government grants the right to prevent others from copying and commercial use of your invention. This is the most important effect once the patent is granted to you. You got the security from the government. Then trade-off, invention is open for public. Once it is patented, it is open. Suppose you design one product, you can bring it in the market, it is open for all. Once it is open, what happens? The specifications reveal all the details. Nothing is kept secret. Others can modify and improve. And that accelerates the innovation process. This is very important because innovation is the continuous process. If you remember when Steve Jobs designed the first mobile phone with touch screen, it was patented. Then lot of improvements have been made by Samsung, and there was very big fight among Samsung and Apple. But this patent cannot be held permanently. Apple has to give the technology to other companies for manufacturing the touch screen and all those. So that is only due to this trade-off. Then invention is tradable. So when we give the technology to other counterpart, definitely you will get monetary benefit. If you want permanent monetary benefit, then you can get a royalty from the patent. And it becomes the important asset for individual or a company. Now we start with our core topic, that is how to write the patent. So as an engineer, everybody knows we lack in writing. We write only specific things. We cannot play with words too much. We cannot write the same thing in different ways. We are straightforward and we write write in specific language, specific terms. Our training is restricted to research paper writing or project report writing. Now we are trained in presentation. Drafting a patent document needs expertise in logical thinking, legal knowledge, technical knowledge, and the writing. So patent drafting is a different part. You can write the paper, but to write the paper and to write the patent are two different things, and we have to understand these things very carefully. A good patent writer must have a complete view of the content that the patent document must include. So before starting the patent writing, we must have the complete view. We should have the vision of the content that the patent document must include. And that is the reason why I am talking with you. So these are the patent sections. Patent consists of 4 sections. First is abstract, then invention description, figures and claims. These are the 4 sections in which the patent is divided. Abstract, as you know, is the abstract of total content. What is there in invention, key benefits, key claims, a half page paragraph, or 1 or 2 paragraph, but not more than half page. Then invention description, a detailed description of your invention, the figures supporting to your invention, and claims. Claims is the section with legal values. This is very important part of the patent writing. So claim can be single or it may contain several claims. Your patent can have 1 or 10 claims also. Text of the claims interpreted with invention description and figures determines the scope of protection by the patent. Your scope of protection will be determined by the claims only. So writing claim is very important part, and for that you need to read many patents. So many patents are available for study, and actually for writing the claims, no expert can help you, because if you have done the invention, your claims can be written by yourself only very well. And once you write your patent, the once you write the claims, your patent is complete. The next part of the presentation is based on few research papers and literature on how to write your own patent. So actually I have not created all these things. I got some research and got some very valuable information from some researchers. I studied few papers and attended few seminars, and on the basis of that I am trying to deliver this. So very first part is the prior art search. So here these are the four important sites: Google Patent, SpaceNet, Patent Scope, and USPTO. If you go through these sites and there are search keyword, there is a special technique to search the similar patents. And once you go through these similar patents, you can yourself decide whether your claims or whether your keywords are already patented, whether your invention is already patented, and then you can decide whether your invention is novel or not. So this is just the brief you can say starting of the journey. Once these four websites, because only one website, that is SpaceNet, how many patents are there? There are 110 million patent documents. 110 million patent documents are there. And as per 2017 data, 3.17 million patent applications filed worldwide. Acha data, if you try to get today's data, it may be 30 million patent now, because since 3 years it becomes very competitive, and many people are going for the patents. Actually, this is the way. This is my own idea how to search the patent, and I had asked my students to search whatever work they had done and write it in this way, so that they can get the idea. For example, this first one, development of sand sieve machine, design of IoT based smart cradle, parabolic solar, these are few project titles. These were the guides. These were the category of the project. These were the patent, whether the patent potential or not, decided by the guides. Whatever effort taken, startup potential, these were the categories. Now see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. They visited these four websites and identified how many patents in their category or for their invention were there. And while doing this, if you see this yellow colored, you see that design of IoT based smart baby cradle, guided by Professor Tupkar. This is having one similar patent they obtain on Google patent. On SpaceNet there is one similar patent. Then on Patent Scope, no result. On USPTO, no results. Now what left for him? What job he has to do? He has to study these two patents, and he has to see what are the claims these two patents have claimed, and compare those claims with their own claims. And if he found, we find the claims by these granted patents are different than ours, then tentatively we can say that we can go for writing the patent and filing and investing in the amount. At the same time, we have to see that whether this product, if you see the title, design of IoT based smart baby cradle, is useful, is marketable. If I invest on patent, if I invest on examination and invest on marketing of this product as a trademark product or as a patented product, can it be beneficial for me? and then it is decided to go for the patent for that particular thing. So this is the initial process which you must do. And since you are all studying in government engineering college, all the professors are learned. So for your information, I would like to tell you that up till this slide, whatever we had done, we have not taken help from any commercial patent writer or commercial patent expert. So you can also do by self-study, no problem. So steps involved in patent writing. Being an engineer, we can convert the process of patent writing into a skill which can be developed in an individual by some serious practice. And this is what I have experienced already. It is done, and I have written 5 patents by this technique. Few important steps must be followed to write a good patent. So step 1, understand what you need to know. This is the step 1. So whatever following slides are there, you must try to understand those slides. You try to answer the questions, you try to read all the slides first, and then you start your patent writing. So understand what you need to know. You can read this, or because this is not the time to read. Important thing is understand what you need to know. Next step is very important. Understand what is the novelty of the invention. So read the questions below and focus on question number 6. I have written like this because I am taken this presentation with reference to one research paper which is available open on internet. I will give the name also. You can go through that research paper, and again you can refine your knowledge, and then you can start writing. Question 1, what is the name of your invention? What is the name of your invention? This is the first question. Question 2, what is the scope of this invention? Question 3, what problem the invention solved? Question 4, how the problem that the invention solved was solved earlier by other products or services, or simply it was not solved. In which ways the previously available solutions to the problem that invention solved were not fully satisfactory. Suppose somebody wants to design a nail cutter. If you remember, you might have heard from some experts, this stapler and nail cutter, these are the 2 products in the world which cannot be innovated in future. मी कुठेतरी ऐकलं, I have heard these statements from some experts. Nail cutter and the stapler are the products which cannot be modified, or no patent can be granted in the modification of nail cutter, because their invention has reached its ultimate. So, but that is one example. There are so many things. If you see the example of hello, आवाज येतो. So what problem the invention solved, how the problems are solved, in which way the previously available solution to the problem that invention solved were not fully satisfactory, and the last one, which you have to read the question below and focus on question 6. Sixth question, how the invention solved the problem, how this new way of solving the problem differs from previously available solutions. What are the features of the invention that make it different from the solutions previously available? So this question is the important question, and if you can answer this question, then you can write the patent very well. And this step is very, very important in writing your claims. What is the name of what is the scope of this invention? The claim. What problem the invention solved? The claim. How the problem that invention solved was solved earlier by other products or services, or simply was not solved. Your solution is better. The claim. In which ways the previously available solution to the problem that invention were not fully satisfactory. Yours is better. Another claim. So this way, this step leads to the generation of the claims for your invention. Then you have to produce a list of innovative features. These answers give you a scope to produce a list of innovative features of the invention. This list should be sorted in order of importance. Subset of items on the list should be seen as a list of features of the invention which make the invention to be the invention. It is good to have large list with a small essential subset. Try to make list as large as possible. Then we can delete. You see whatever invention you have done, and you try to search more and more features. It is very simple. Suppose some person come along with some product to your marketing. It is the example of latestly launched new mobiles. You see every week, every month, every 3 months new mobiles have been launched, and everybody is claiming this is the new feature, this is the new feature, this is the new feature, and they are identifying very micro things also as the features. एज ऐसा है तो उसका राउंड ऐसा है, उसमें स्विच हमने ऐसा दिया, like that. So many features can be added. So we have to learn from these commercial people also while writing our patent document. The list describes the intrinsic characteristic to what was invented. The inventor has to think the invention as an object and list characteristics of the object. So this second step is very critical. Once you decided to write the patent, this second step is very important. Once you pass this criteria, second step, you can write the patent very well. Now after going through step 2, make a general claim. So general claim is very important. Claim number 1. So claim number 1, if you go through the patents, you will find that claim number 1 is a very big paragraph. One is there, and it is a 10-20 line paragraph, and claiming many things. And then below that you see claim number 2, claim number 3, claim number 4, claim number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a list of claims. But in every claim you will see that the claim number 1 is introduced, and the features are added in subsequent claims. So name of the invention is relatively short. These are the few things you must remember. Your invention name should be relatively short. Essential features in the claim define the claimed invention in order to achieve good protection and all the essential features listed in the claim. Claim consists of just one sentence. The single phrase in the claim is well designed and makes sense. You have to see that it is a big one sentence. उसमें बीच में कहीं पे भी कोई comma and any grammatical signs you will never find. Last में सिर्फ full stop दिखेगा. So we'll see how the claims are written. Then create a name of your invention. What is the name of your invention? Come up with clear title which corresponds to the name used in the claim. Claim and title of your invention and claim must go hand in hand. You have to see that the title of the invention is used in the claims. Actually, these are the hints you should use while writing your claims as well as your patent. Short title is desirable. In step 5, describe the field application area. Describe the scope of the invention in simple terms. Ask yourself a question: what is the scope of this invention? Somebody invented some food product, protein powder. Some mix has been derived from these soya products, and then identified various features. This content is this, protein content is this, vitamins are there. If you added with the atta, you will get these benefits and like this. So you have to find out the scope. You have to prepare the half-page response, bit lengthy, over the area of the invention. Lengthy means only you have to extend the writing in the area of invention in this page. Describe the field application area. Sentences must have a clear subject without using synonyms for the subject and without using pronouns for the subject. Very basic things have been explained here. Then describe the problem address. What problem the invention solve? Describe in simple terms, avoiding technical jargon without citing the invention. Prepare half-page response again, and same instructions have been given in every step. Whenever you write descriptive thing in your patent, these two lines will be common, you will find. Describe the previous solutions, how the problem that the invention solved was solved earlier. पहले उसको कैसे किया जाता था. Recently you might have seen on the WhatsApp one new bicycle. Previous our conventional bicycle is using chain to drive the rear wheel by pedaling, and now the new invention gives the 4-bar mechanism. Mechanical engineering students, if are there, they might have seen that the pedal is not a complete rotation, it is only oscillation, up down up down up down, and you see that oscillatory motion is converted into rotary motion and the drive is given to the rear wheel. And he claims that his bicycle is more effortless, less effort is needed for covering the same distance. Suppose you are using bicycle for the run of 10 km on the same path, your effort will be reduced if new invented bicycle. So that is how you have to describe the previous solution and compare it with your own solutions. Describe the weaknesses of the previous solution. All these things you know when you do the project or write the project, or whenever there is a viva on the project. Generally the expert asks कि what is different, आप अभी ये करते हैं, इसके पहले कैसे होता था. So these are very common questions you have to answer and you have to write. Again, same instructions are there, but in step 8 you have to describe the weaknesses of the previous solution so that your solution becomes stronger. Step 9 is to develop set of figures. This is important step now. Whatever you design, whatever you invented, you have to prepare the figures for describing the invention. Figures must be simple, black and white, no shades of gray. Parts of the figure should be clearly visible, indicated by numbers. Avoid using text, perhaps with exception histograms. Sometimes if histograms are to be used, then text are permitted, but avoid using text. Figures should describe only one object, not multiple unrelated objects. All these cares you are taking while writing our project thesis also. Essential features of the invention have to appear in one or more visible figures. So you have to develop set of figures. This we are already doing for any design. We are developing the figures, sketches. Create a list of names to the figures. Make a list associating names to each of the items shown in figures. Prepare a table. It serves only to be used as a reference. It is not the part of the submission. Actually, there is some way. If machine drawing people are sitting, they might be knowing. If they are doing the assembly drawing on CATIA or on any 3D software, there is a typical way to give the number to the assemblies, sub-assemblies and components. Suppose see here the number are given 0107 or 1507. So what 0107 represent? The element number 7 in figure 1, element number 7 in figure 15. If there are 15 figures and in every figure there are more than 7 elements, then how can you give the numbers? Because all the figures are related to one another. So you have to separate out the components, and this is the digital code which you can give to each component so that they can be separated. Then describe each picture individually. Individual description. You are very simple. Then describe how the invention solved the problem. How does the invention solve the problem? How This way of solving the problem differs from previous available solutions. What are the features of the whatever study you had done till previous slide number up to slide number 9, all should be written here now. Clearly how the invention solved the problem. The text uses simple terms, avoiding jargon as much as possible. Prepare half-page response, bit verbose. Verbose means little lengthy, loquacious, about how the invention solved the problem. Sentences should have well identified subject, always using the numbers so that the reader can identify objects in pictures. So whatever description, this description is related to invention, how it solved the problem, and with reference to the drawings or figures you have generated for your invention. Then describe the advantages of the invention. Very simple, you can do it now. Again, these two lines produce at least half-page response. It should be little bit lengthy. Then sentences present clear using convention name so that reader can identify objects and pictures. Relate the advantages to the new features. Advantages and new features must be related. So how the advantages provided by the invention, step 13, are related to innovative features, step 12 of the invention. How the novel features of the invention provide the advantages that the invention provides with respect to previously existing solutions. Describe how the advantages provided by the invention with respect to previous solutions relate to the innovative characteristics of the invention. Again, you have to prepare half-page response, bit lengthy when relating the advantages of the invention. The same common two lines. Describe the status of disclosure. This is a step. You may say how it is related, because in the initial session, slides, I told you should not disclose anything about your invention before writing the patent. I think I told. So you do not write any research paper. You do not present your slides anywhere before writing your patent. But unfortunately, suppose you have disclosed the things, then you have to answer a few questions in your patent. You have to write whether the invention has been disclosed, marketed previously, on which date the disclosure has occurred. You have to clarify on which occasion, for what purpose you have disclose your invention. Clear answer to the question must be provided. You cannot hide this. If you hide, and if it is came to know to the authorities of the patent authorities, then your patent will not be granted. You must disclose these things. So this is important. So to avoid this step, you must try to avoid the disclosure before writing the patent. Describe a complete example of operation of the invention. What is the invention? What the invention needs as input, how it works. Illustrate the working cycle, beginning, middle and end. Additional illustrations are necessary at the figure. This stage describes clearly an example of full operation of the invention. Many countries require an example as a prerequisite to the patentability. So this comes under Form 2. While we write the patent in India, Form 2 gives the complete specifications. So it is important to be quite lengthy when describing the example. Again, these sentences must be convention name and reader can identify objects in picture. So these two lines are again there. So this is the core part of your complete patent right. Describe a complete example. How your machine, how your project, how your object, how your solution for which you are writing the patent works. Identify other ways of practicing the invention. Actually, these are the additional steps required for some type of inventions or some type of patentable products. It is there another way slightly modified to make the invention. You are providing the alternate solution. If you have, what would a competitor do to enter the market, proposing something a little different? Describe a complete example of this new form as the previous example. Note that new figures may be necessary. Describe other examples of full operation. Actually, this step is not compulsory for all type of patents. Then write generalizing conclusion. Write a completion generalizing to be added to the end of the specification. Goal is to explain that simple equivalent modifications still correspond to the invention. Describe in a few short phrases that the examples do not have a goal of limitation, but they have illustration purposes. And explain that the invention can be practiced with equivalent forms, and provide a simple list of other similar small changes that could be made without characterizing a different object with respect to the invention. So we have to write the generalizing conclusion comparing with the previous slide. Now these are the additional claims. On slide number 3, step number 3, we talk about the significance of claims. If the first claim is written, a big paragraph comprising of all subsequent claims, now you can write the derived claims. So claim number 2, claim number 3, claim number 4, claim number 5, and in every claim you have to mention the name and you have to talk about the claim number 1. We will see in the practical example how that claim is cited, written. The next step is write the invention description section. Produce the description of the invention according to invention description section template. Now these templates are available. I will show you the template. Using the text developed in the previous steps, cut and paste this text in the placeholders in the template. Template means they had fixed the page setup and the space for putting the paragraphs, and you have to upload few data directly while filing the online applications. So these templates are not much critical, but you have to follow the templates for writing this. So erase all text markers that were part of the initial template. Actually, while writing patent in India, it is not necessary to use the templates in few countries in Europe. Of course, when you are writing, there are two ways to write the patent. Patent for Indian patent, that is for national, and international patent. So when you are writing an international patent, then you have to follow the rules of different countries. Of course, all the patent rules in all the countries are identical. There is no much difference. But suppose you are writing patent in China, you have to write it in Chinese language. If you are writing patent in Japan, it must be written in Japanese. If you are writing in Germany, it must be written in German language. So those restrictions are there. In India, we have to write it in English, I think. We are not permitted to write it in Hindi or in a local language. So those restrictions, and that's why these templates come in existence. Then write the claim section according to template. Again, once you have prepared the original draft, then you have to reconstruct your document by putting them in the templates. Create the figure section according to template. Write the abstract according to template. Finalize and review all content. The step number 24. After completing the prior steps, review all content and correct possible errors or pending issues. Pending issues means suppose some figures are pending you cannot identify the components, or you have not finalized which component should be there. So you see that you could not keep anything pending before going. If revision is completed without finding any error that needs to be corrected, work of writing the patent is finished. If no errors are there, your writing work is finished. And there is a scope in the patent. So if you found, after filing the application, if you found that some mistake you had made somewhere, so there is a scope, a limited scope of making few corrections. So for that you have to pay additional fees and something. And while examination, you can plead regarding your corrections. So once review is done, it is just a question of applying it to the patent office. Printed descriptive report, figures, claims, and abstract. If you are doing offline submission, then you have to take printouts. If you are doing online, you have to convert all your writing into templates. Reviewed all content and confirm that no changes and corrections are necessary. Actually, printout is sometimes more important, because once you write the entire patent on the computer and you review it, so you find that still there are some errors. It may be some grammatical error, some spelling mistake. So you have to take at least one draft print and check it with pencil in hand, make the necessary corrections, and then do all the corrections, and then it is ready for filing. Then apply the patent with the local patent office, or offline or online. Of course, there is no need to go to any office. There is a little difference. Sometimes we get confused with the patents and papers. So research paper and patents are different, and I think faculty must be knowing this. Students may not be knowing. Paper has the goal to report scientific advances, normally by formulating hypothesis, proposing an experiment to test it, executing the experiment, collecting data, and analyzing the data to judge the hypothesis. This is for the content of paper. And in patent, till now we have gone through 24 slides, and in all those 24 slides we never talk about this hypothesis, experiment, and because patent is very different. Once all these things have been done, you have invented the product, you have found out the solution, and then you have prepared the prototype, and you are filing the patent for that prototype product. You are not dealing with any scientific work now. That's why it is, patent is aimed to describe an object or process to produce an object that presents advantages with respect to previously existing objects or processes with the same finality. Even if the fundamental requirement of patents is novelty, this novelty has not to be proven in a scientific way. You don't have to prove why this, why this. Suppose something is your claim in my solution or in my designed product, this is occurring. Nobody going to ask, prove it scientifically how it occurs. You don't have to give any scientific reason for your claim. You just have to prove practically what you are claiming. Suppose you design a door for a refrigerator and you say that it opens like this, and theory doesn't permit, but you are claiming and you are showing the examiners that you can opening the refrigerator in your way, it's all right. The patent is granted. There is no meaning in the theory or no meaning. But we know as a technical people, without theory you cannot do these successful practicals also. So theory and practical of course always go hand in hand. So patent text has only to describe clearly the invention, giving support to understand what is claimed as new. Actually, in every slide or in most of the slides, you may find the major thrust is on what you are claiming, as a new. If whatever you are claiming, you have claimed around 20 claims in your invention, but out of those 20 claims, 15 claims have already a match with other similar product, then there is no meaning in writing all those claims. So you have to be very careful while writing the claims. You have to see that all the claims which you are writing, they are novel, they are innovative, they have not been copied from any other previous process. Actually, sometimes we do not copy, but what happens, whatever I am thinking in Wardha, what somebody thinking in Nagpur, or what somebody else thinking in Mumbai, on the same project, 3 people are working, and since they have studied same theory, they are having different approaches, but though they are having different approaches, the theoretical base is similar, so definitely the solutions will be identical, and in that case the novelty doesn't come in picture. But in spite of all these, the innovations are occurring, the inventive products are coming in market on the regular basis. So there is no stopping for invention. You can continue with the creativity and invention and writing patent. So we'll we will see a case study in short time.